It smell like it's about to get real controversial up in here.
You are now watching Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video I'm coming on here with my 10 best players for the Washington football team on the current roster headed into 2021. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I believe we're like 9 or 8 subscribers away from that goal, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So like I said, I'm all for it. I'm excited for today's video because I already know how it's about to go down. Once I read you off my list, so many people are going to say I'm dumb, my takes are bad, why is this player in this position, why isn't this player on the list? I'm all for it because at the end of the day, it's my opinion, it's my list. And once I'm done reading off my list, I want you guys to go down below in the comment section. First, I want you to tell me, what is your reaction to my list? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it just terrible? Should I delete the video? And then after that, I want you guys to put your 10 best players on the Washington football team headed into the 2021 season in the comment section down below. Now let's stop wasting all this time and get right into my list. So coming in at number 10 is safety Cameron Curl. Cameron Curl is just a stud, man. Let's just be real. Let's put it out there. He's a stud. The guy was phenomenal for filling in when Landon Collins went down with that sad and torn Achilles, and the guy just never looked back. The guy flies around the ball. He makes plays on the ball. Had 3 interceptions. The one being the most memorable, San Francisco 49ers pick 6, where he did the backflip into the end zone. Then he got an interception versus the Carolina Panthers. The guy was just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And he was identical to Jeremy Chin. They literally had almost the same stats in every single category, and Jeremy Chin was a first-round pick last year. And not only that, he was a Defensive Rookie of the Year finalist, and Cameron Curl wasn't even mentioned, and they had almost identical stats. Cameron Curl being better than Jeremy Chin in some categories just by a little bit, and Jeremy Chin being better than Cameron Curl in some categories just by a little bit. I'm talking probably a point, probably 1 or 2 points. That's how close they are. And I personally think, you can call me biased all you want, I don't care, I think Cameron Curl is better than Jeremy Chin, and he was a 7th round pick, and I'm glad we have Cameron Curl on our team. He's coming in at number 10. Number 9 is Cole Holcomb. Cole Holcomb is just flat out a dude, man. As Chase Young would say, he's a dude, man. Like, the guys have been so good for us since he got drafted in 2019, man. I love Cole Holcomb, man. Like, Cole Holcomb is probably one of my favorite players on this team, just not only because what he provides on the field, just the energy he does on and off the field. The guy is just a dude, man. Like, he has the best mullet in the NFL. When Chase Young is on that field, I look to him to be that second most vocal guy on that defense to get everyone riled up. He makes plays on the field. I know you guys remember last year when he killed Ezekiel Elliott. The guy is just phenomenal, man. He comes in at number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 8, we have a new face, a new person coming to Washington. He's going to be making his debut week 1 versus the Los Angeles Chargers, that being William Jackson III. I personally think he is the 8th best player on the Washington football team, at least right now, and the guy is just obviously going to have a phenomenal season behind this defensive line. I'm expecting big things out of William Jackson. I'm expecting him to possibly be a top 10 corner behind this defensive line. Pro Football Focus ranked him as one of the best, if not the best, cornerback when it comes to man coverage, and the guy did everything he did in Cincinnati behind a defensive line that was putrid. Now he's about to be behind the best defensive line in the NFL, man. You cannot tell me this guy is about to ball out. So William Jackson, not only has he already proved himself to be one of the best corners in the NFL, he is going to show that now behind this dominant front four. So he comes in at number 8 on my list. Number 7 is Brandon Sheriff. I know a lot of people are done with the Brandon Sheriff experience just because it doesn't look like he's going to be a Washington football team member next year. But that doesn't even mean nothing right now because he is still on this roster and he is still one of the best players on this roster. He's one of the best right guards in all of football. He's just coming off an All-Pro season. I personally think he shouldn't have won All-Pro. I think he got it just because of his name. I mean, of course, I'm happy because he's a Washington football team player, but I personally think he had some better seasons in the past where he was just dominant and he should have been an All-Pro in those years. Last year, he played good when he did play, but he was hurt a lot last year, seeming to be every year, right? But he was hurt a lot last year and he still won All-Pro. So, I mean, I'm excited for Brandon Sheriff, man. I'm happy for him, and whether he's not in a burgundy and gold uniform or not, I'm still going to cheer for him in his future. But as of right now, he's still on our roster. We're hoping we can get a long-term deal done, but we don't know yet. It's uncertain at this moment, but he is still one of the best Washington football team players on this team. That's why he's coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is another new face. We have Curtis Samuel. This guy is going to be phenomenal. As much as I love William Jackson, as much as I love that pickup, this guy is the person I'm excited to see the most because just look at everything he can do from a receiving standpoint, from a running back standpoint. This guy could possibly have 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's probably going to be more around that 1,600 or 1,500 all-purpose yards. I think Antonio Gibson is the guy that could possibly get 1,000-yard rushing and 1,000 yards receiving, just because I don't know if we're going to use Curtis Samuel in the run game that much to the point where he's going to get 1,000 yards rushing, but I do think he's going to be in the rushing game a lot because that's what he can do. He can be effective in the running game just as well as he can be in the pass game. So I think Curtis Samuel comes in at number 6 as of right now, just because we now have a true number 2 wide receiver alongside Terry McLaurin, and they're going to wreak havoc in the NFC East and in the NFL for the next 3-4 years. And I'm so excited that we finally have another wide receiver to pair up with Terry McLaurin. Curtis Samuel comes in at number 6. Now that we get to the spiciest part of the list, because this is the top 5 players, in my opinion, on the Washington football team. So coming in at number 5, we just talked about him, Antonio Gibson. The guy is a stud. And I feel like I've been saying everybody is a stud, but that is true. That is true. This is the 10 best players, so everybody I named is a stud. They are phenomenal. So you coming in at number 5, Antonio Gibson was just crazy good last year. The guy had 11 touchdowns. I would like to think he would have had around 14 to 15 touchdowns last year if he never got hurt in the Pittsburgh Steelers game. But the guy was just so good for us. He killed Dallas both games, but the Thanksgiving game being the most memorable when he had 3 touchdowns. The guy is just so good. And like I mentioned earlier, I think he can have 1,000-yard rushing and 1,000-yard receiving season, just like Christian McCaffrey. That is his comp anyway. He can possibly be better than a Christian McCaffrey, but that is his comp, and I really think he can do that. Not only is he a phenomenal rusher, but he can do some damage in the passing game. Remember, he is a converted wide receiver to running back. So I think he is going to be phenomenal in the passing game. He's going to be more involved. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be more involved. Ron Rivera and Scott Turner already came out and said that. And the reason why he really wasn't involved is because we had J.D. McKissic to do all that. And now that we have double the trouble in the passing game, it's going to be phenomenal for J.D. McKissic and Antonio Gibson coming out that backfield. That's like having 2 extra wide receivers on the field, quite literally, because they were our former wide receivers. So, like I said, man, it's going to be fun to watch. He comes in at number 5. AG is just a dog, man. He is too like that. So, coming in at number 4, we have Daron Payne. If you would have asked me this last year, I would have said this name would have been Jonathan Allen, but Daron Payne is slowly but surely becoming better than Jonathan Allen, and that's not bad at all because both of these guys are phenomenal at their job. You know what I'm saying? They both are one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league, but Daron Payne, man, he just had a phenomenal season last year. The guy is so good. He wreaks havoc up in that middle, creates pressure, able to, be a force in the run game. game, and you know he had an interception last year versus the Seattle Seahawks, and we're going to talk about the next person. That should give you a hint who the next person is, because the person that caused that interception for Daron Payne to catch it is also a dog. So I expect a big year from D Payne in 2021. So coming in at number 3, just talked about him, basically threw a little hint out there. Montez Sweat, man. The guy, talk about a stud, man. Oh my God, Montez Sweat is so good. And it's crazy scary to think he is still raw. He is still not at his full potential. He still hasn't reached his peak yet. And the guy is so good already, man. Last year, man, not only was he racking up sacks, bending that corner, getting to the quarterback, stopping the run, he was able to cause a lot of interceptions by tipping those passes, batting them up in the air. Most memorable one for him being the one where you could possibly say the Pittsburgh Steelers game, just because what that game meant, you know, knocking off the undefeated team. But in my opinion, the one specifically for him was the one where he batted it to himself versus the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. The guy is so good, man. And just to think, a lot of people are sleeping on him because of Chase Young is on that other side, and rightfully so. Chase Young is dominant, man. He is so good, but he's so slept on that other side, and he's going to wake him up this year. And that's why Montez Sweat is the 3rd best player on this team, in my opinion. Coming in number 2, his counterpart. We already talked about him, so why not talk about his buddy, man? Why not talk about the guy? Why not talk about the dude, the 2nd overall pick in the 2020 draft, the defensive rookie of the year for this past year, the dude, man, the cornerstone, the franchise player. Chase Young is the 2nd best player on the Washington football team. Ooh, I cannot wait to read these comments, because I know y'all probably going in on me right now. Yes, Chase Young, in my opinion, is the 2nd best player on this team. The guy is so good, man. Like, I just praised Montez Sweat. I can't even talk about how good Chase Young is, because we'll be here all night talking about Chase Young, or all day talking about Chase Young. You guys know how good Chase Young is. I don't really need to wrap y'all up about how good Chase Young is, man. He is a cornerstone. He takes this defensive line to a whole nother level. This guy is going to be a multiple defensive player of the year one day. You look at Aaron Donald racking it up every single year. That's going to be Chase Young in the future. Trent Williams already said we're seeing a Hall of Fame player unfold in front of our eyes, which is true. So the guy is just so good, man. And it makes it even more better because he's a hometown kid. He's from PG County, man. He putting on for everyone in PG County. He's from home, man. So it makes it even more sweeter, man. So shout out to Chase, and you come in at number 2 on my list. Coming in at number 1, man. Y'all already knew, man. Coming in at number 1, my boy Terry McLaurin is the number 1 best player on the Washington football team headed into 2021. You can't argue with that, and I already know y'all are. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I cannot wait to read the comment section on this video, especially about my number 1 spot. Terry McLaurin is the number 1 best player on this roster, hands down. Look what the guy had to go through in 2019 and 2020. The guy had Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke. He had so many problems. Now he's going to be on his 6th quarterback in his 3rd year. Are you kidding me, man? And he's already putting up 1,000-yard seasons last year, just shy of 1,000 yards in his rookie year. If he never got hurt, he would have had 1,000 yards, so he would have had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. The guy is so good, man. He's just that guy that you want on your team. When Ramavir talks about building a culture, Terry McLaurin, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Daron Payne, all those players, they come to your mind. Montez Sweat, they come to your mind when you want to build culture and build a winning organization. These are the players that you need on your team. Not only is he a baller on the field, he is just a phenomenal person off the field, man. Terry McLaurin is a dude, as Chase Young would say, and he is my number 1 best Washington football team player headed into 2021. So yeah, man, it's been your boy Juan Gotti. I cannot wait to read the comment section of this video, because it's going to be spicy. So make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. Like I said, I believe we're like 8 or 9 subscribers away. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you guys comment down below your top 10 players and also your reaction to my list. It's been your boy Juan Gotti. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.